Hello students, today we will learn the poem The Road Not Taken. It is a poem from the class 9 English textbook Beehive. It is written by Robert Frost. Let's know about Robert Frost. Robert Lee Frost was an American poet and he writes simply. Robert Frost writes simply but insightfully about common ordinary experiences. And similarly, in this poem, also he is sharing with us his experience, his one of his experience of his personal life. In the title, The Road Not Taken, apparent meaning is that the road means path, but this word road symbolizes choices in our life. So it has a symbolic meaning. The road not taken means the path that we don't choose in our life is the road not taken. He describes his feelings about the choice that he had left in the past. So, through this poem, the poet wants to give us an important message that we have to be careful whenever we'll select a path or road or choice in our life to build our future. Because if we make a wrong choice, we regret it but cannot go back on it. So we must be wise and we must be careful to select the path or choice for our future. Now let's see the first stanza of the poem. Let's read it. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveller. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Let's see the word meanings of this stanza, new words of this stanza. Diverged is the new words to us here. That means separated and took a different direction. And another new word that is undergrowth, which means dense growth of plants and bushes, and we can say that the forest in a word. So, two roads diverged in a yellow wood. This is the first line. Once the poet was walking down a road and then there was a diversion. That is, there were two different paths in a yellow wood. That means the path is separated into two by the forest. Wood means forest, which is yellow in color. Why the forest is called yellow wood or yellow? Because of the yellow color of the decomposing leaves of the trees. Yellow color of the decomposing leaves of the trees. And this phrase yellow wood also refers here or represents that this is the season of autumn. Next line, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveller. And sorry I could not travel both. And the poet is saying that he could not travel on the both of the roads at the same time. Why? Because he is one traveller. He is one traveller. He is one person. So then he is saying, long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. He is saying that he is long I stood. That means he waited there for a long time. And what is he was doing? He was looked down. That means he was looking down one. That means one here refers to the one of the road out of those two roads. as far as far as he could see the road, to where it bent in the undergrowth. And the road, it here refers to the road. Bent means carved in the undergrowth, means in the dense growth of plants. That means up to where the poet can see, he was looking at that road. And after that, the road bent there and it was hidden in the deep forest. So, the poet is saying here, long I stood. Why he was standing for a long time? Because he was standing for a long time. He was looking at the path. Why? Because he was looking at the path carefully, because he was thinking that whether that path will be suitable for him or no. He was able to, whether he was able, up to where he was able to look the path, he was looking at the path. And long I stood, because he was standing there for a long time, because he was looking and he was thinking whether the path will be suitable for him or not. This is the apparent meaning of this stanza. Now, what is the inner meaning if we think that this same situation comes in our life also? When we have choices, two roads means here two, whence we have two choices. We have alternatives, but we have to choose only one. Like the poet has to choose here any one path out of these two roads. Similarly, at that moment of in our life, we have to select one alternative, and we also take time to think about the advantage and disadvantage, whether it is suitable or not for us, and we take a decision or selection after thinking for some time. So similar, like the poet also, in our life we also take time to select any option or alternatives. So in this stanza, the poet is describing about the selection of choices or options in our life, and through this stanza also he is giving the message that whenever we will select a choice in our life, we should take time. Long I stood, that means we should take time. We have to be careful. Then we should select the choice of option for our future. Next, second stanza. Let's read the stanza 2. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had owned them really about the same. Let's explain the first line. Then took the other just as fair. In the first stanza, we come to know that the poet was watching or looking at one way. Now, after looking that way, kept on looking at one path for a long time to check if it is the right path for him or not, and then took the other. Then he selected the other path, another way, just as fair, and started walking on another path, because just as fair, the phrase just as fair means he thinks that both the paths are as good as, equally good. Just as fair means, let's see the word meanings, then it will be clear to us. Just as fair means as good as the other one. That means both the paths are equally Good. So after looking at one path for some time, the poet selected another way, and having perhaps the better claim means here better option. And he also adds here in the second line, he is discussing that, he is saying that having perhaps the better claim. He thinks that the path that he had selected is better option. Maybe it is better option because it was grassy. Why it is better? Then in the third line he is discussing that it was grassy. Grassy means here unused. That means for a long time no one walked over on that road. That's why it is grassy. It is still covered with grass. And wanted where means not many people had worked on this. Wanted where means not many people had not been used. Here used means not many people worked on this path earlier. That is why it is wanted where. So though as for that the passing there had owned them really about the same. So the poet took another way and he started to walk. Though as for that the passing there, after walking, passing there means walking for some time, he realized that had owned them really about the same. He realized that both the paths are same, were similar and worn out. Both the paths of own means had owned them really about the same means both the paths are similar and worn out. So after passing there means after walking for some time on his selecting roads, he realized that both the paths were similar and worn out. So this is the second stanza. Then what is the inner meaning of this second stanza, or what is its realistic impact on our life? That even in our life also we take any path or option, but all of them have the same benefits. Here the poet is saying, though as for that the passing there had owned them really about the same. Own them means every path. Own means advantage or disadvantage. Here it refers to the advantage or disadvantage rather. So the same benefits, all of them have the same benefits. All the paths, all the options that we select in our present life, in our life for our future, have the same benefits, disadvantage, problems, challenge, and we must face them. We think that we are choosing a better option, but it is not that way. Every path has its obstacle, and we have to overcome those obstacles, and only then we will reach in our destination. Only then, after whenever we will overcome that obstacle, we can reach in our destination. So this is the second stanza. Next, look at stanza 3, fourth stanza. Let's read it. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So here the new word is trodden, means walked over. Let's explain. In the first line, and both that morning equally lay. Here the word both. This word both refers to here the word both refers to both of the roads. The poet says that on that morning when he was selecting his path, both means both the paths equally lay. That means both the paths were similar. Both the paths were Equally means equal, similar. In leaves, no step had trodden black. And in leaves means both the paths were covered with leaves, and no step means no one walked on those paths. No steps had trodden black. That means no one had stepped on them to make those black. Black here refers to the color of the leaves. After walking over the leaves, the color of the leaves becomes black. That's why the poet is saying black. And no step had trodden black. The paths, both the paths were covered with leaves, and those leaves still are not black. Those leaves were not black. Why those leaves were not black? Because no step had trodden. No step had trodden means walked over. That means no one walked over those leaves. The paths were covered with the leaves, and no one walked over those leaves. That means no one walked on those paths. That's why no one had stepped on them to make those leaves black, as they were still green in color. Next line. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Here the poet is saying one important thing, one beautiful experience of us, that oh, I kept the first for another day. It happens in our life also. Sometimes we become confused to select one option. That time we think both will be suitable for us. This type of confusion and running in our brain, that time, that is that type of experience the poet is sharing through these lines, that oh, I kept the first for another day. That means the poet is saying that he has selected one path that day, and another here kept the first. For another, first refers to the first way for another day. He is saying that he kept the other path for another day. As he was one traveler, he had to start on one, and he had started on one, but and kept another path for another day. Yet, knowing how way leads on to way, and he is saying that he is well aware about that one way leads on to way. We can't come back after start. After starting our journey for our future, we can't come back. We have to continue. That is why the poet is saying, yet knowing how way leads on to way. He knew that he could not go back on the choice that he had made. I doubted if I should ever come back. That's why he is saying that I doubted. That means I know that I doubted means I could not start on. I could not come back and start to continue for another way. I should ever come back. That's why he is saying he knew that he could not go back on the choice that he had made. So this in this also in this stanza also we can correlate our present experience or our experience of our real life, that similarly even in our life, once we choose an option, we must keep on moving ahead with that option, and we never get a chance to come back and take the other option that we had left earlier. Next, read the next stanza, that is stanza 4, and this is the final stanza, last stanza. Let's read it. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I. This we can see that two roads diverged in a wood. This is the repetition of the first line of the first stanza. I took the one less troubled by, and that has made all the difference. So I shall be telling this with a say. Let's see the word meanings here. Sigh, we know it, deep breath, and hence here refers to in the future. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Now, from sharing his first experience, the poet now came to his future, that I shall be telling this with a sigh. In the fourth stanza, the poet is saying here that in the future I shall be telling. That means he will share that, he will take a deep breath and say that with a sigh. He will share his past experience with a deep breath, that once upon a time, somewhere ages and ages here refers to the past time, he had reached such a point that two roads diverged in a woods. He had reached such a point in life that there were two roads. Two roads means two options for him, two paths for him, in a which were diverged in a wood, and which were separated by the forest. Wood means forest, and I took the one less traveled by. And there were two options, and I took the one less traveled by. That means he selected the path which was traveled by lesser number of people, and that has made all the difference. That decision of his made all the difference means here, that decision of his made all the difference means that decision of his build his future, made all the difference means build his future. His selection shaped his future. So in the fourth stanza, the poet is sharing his the poet is in his future time, and he is sharing his, recollecting his past memory, and he is saying that he has selected out of two options, one options to build his future, and he has selected the path that was traveled by lesser number of people, and that selection shaped his future, shaped his, make his life bright. Similarly, if we correlate this in our present life, in future, or rather, if the students, all of you, correlate it, then it will be clear to you that when you grow up, then you will say that once upon a time when you were young, you had two options. The choice that you made you what you became of it. Now, so through this poem, there is a strong message. What is the message then? Of course, for all of you students, that you should be wise and be careful while making choices out of the options that you have in your life, because your future depends on the choice that you make today. That's all of this poem. Now let's discuss the literary devices here. First, stanza 1. In stanza 1, we can see here its symbolism. In the explanation of the title, I have explained that roads here symbolizes two choices or options in our life. And next, there is a literary device, that is anaphora here. Follow it, that these three lines of the first stanza, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler, and look down one dash dash. So these three lines started with same word. What is it? Of course it is and. So it is the use of literary device anaphora here. What is anaphora? Anaphora is the literary device where we use same word in the two or more consecutive lines. Here in three consecutive lines we have used and these three lines started with and, so it is the use of anaphora. Next, second stanza, then took the other just as fair. In this stanza we can see alliteration here. We can see alliteration here, that look at this third line, that grassy and wanted where. Here wanted where, here it is the repetition of the sound wanted were. So here the sound W is, or the letter the consonant sound Y is repeated in these two consecutive words, in these two words used side by side. So it is the example of alliteration. What is alliteration? Alliteration is the use of sound, repetition of the use of consonant sound in the two or more consecutive words, or in the words used side by side. So this is alliteration here. And next is repetition, and that is in the stanza 4. Look at this stanza. In the second line, somewhere ages and ages. Look at the word ages and ages. So here is the repetition of this word ages. It has been used 2 times here. It is repeated here. So it is the instance of literary device repetition. And another thing we can follow here, that two roads diverged in a woods. This line is also repeated because it is the line that is the first line of the stanza 1, and this line again has been used here in this stanza 4. So this is also the repetition. Finally we'll know about the rhyme scheme. Look at the rhyme scheme here. Would, stood, could, growth. So here would, and this is A, and both B. Again would rhymes with stood. So again it is A, and could. This is also B. Stood, could, and growth. This is so rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B. Both and growth rhyming. So B and B here, and would, stood, could rhyme. So A, B. This is the rhyme scheme. In other stanzas you may follow it, that fair rhymes with where, there, and claim rhymes with same. So A, B, and here A, B. In stanza 3 also lay rhymes with day, way, and black rhymes with back. So here it is A, it is also A, B. So A, B, B. This is the rhyme scheme. And in stanza 4, sigh, hence, and I. So sigh rhymes with I, by, and hence rhymes with difference. So here A, B. So A, B. This is the rhyme scheme. Thank you.